Hello, welcome back to Content Classroom. And this week, we're going to dive straight into how you can utilize other people's LinkedIn profiles, their personal brand to help with your own through co-recorded events. Sounds a lot like a podcast. And essentially, that's exactly what it is. I see lots of people doing this really well all week long. And usually it takes the form of a live stream. And live streams are fantastic at bringing two audiences together, two experts together to discuss a topic that generates engagement and comments, and questions and answers. Brilliant at that sort of thing. It's not always the only way of doing it. And I'll be honest, going to a live stream can be quite daunting for those of us who have anxiety of pressing that record button, right? Going live across your entire audience takes that to a whole new level. And there's no room for mistakes. So quite often, what's an easier alternative is co-recording some content on a particular topic that can be edited. Now, I love Descript. As you'll all know, I love Descript, mainly because it also has the capability of Squadcast. And Squadcast is a bit like Riverside, where you can record with a guest. They can enter your studio and you get a nice high quality definition upload on the back of it. 2 video files that is really powerful to edit. So I highly recommend this. And I did this last week with a good friend of mine. I'm doing it more in 2025. So as well as having my podcast, I find that these sessions, when I find interesting people who are probably connected with my ideal audience, or they have something to say that would make them an expert that would be interesting for my ideal audience. Perhaps they're a business partner or a potential business partner who might be able to offer complementary services, support and advice that I can't, then it's a great way of bringing those two parties together. What a lot of people miss though, is how to really get the best out of that content. And obviously, I'm a big fan of repurposing. So absolutely repurpose the content. But when you do, give a copy of that repurposed content to your guest, whoever it is that you've had on the show, and help them understand an easy route of promoting that. Tell them how you're going to do it. Don't need to go into too much of specifics. I see people all the time talking, well, on Monday, I'm putting out a post about this bit of it. And then Wednesday, I'm doing that. I wouldn't say you need to go to that level. You can if you want. I find it a bit over the top. All I do is I tell them, here's my LinkedIn channels that I'm going to promote it on. Here's how you find them. Here's the Instagram channel. Here's the TikTok channel. Here's the YouTube channel. Follow those. When they're on there, is there anything you'd like me to direct people to? Can I tag you? Do you have your own channel that I can tag? And I'd encourage you to do the same. And here's the important bit, because you're trying to cross-pollinate your audiences, right? You want one audience to meet one guest, or the other audience to meet the host. And the power of combining that is what makes it really effective as a marketing strategy. But not only that, but making sure that posts are all tagged up, that each other's business and LinkedIn profile are tagged in the copy so that it's pinging them as soon as it gets out there. And don't be afraid to do a handful of posts in a week to create a bit of a bee swarm about that event. Put it onto a YouTube channel, and the clips are also there to refer back to when the right moment arrives, when you're in the comments and engaging with other people. Hey, I've got a clip that's exactly about this. We talked about this on an event I did a couple of weeks back. I would love to see your thoughts on what I did. And it encourages them to go to your YouTube channel and subscribe. But while they're there, they might find your other videos and become engaged with you. And I think this is the really important point of it. The original webinar is kind of irrelevant. It's the repurposed content that comes out the back of it that is super, super useful. And here's something that I know from managing multiple YouTube accounts, podcasts, and social media profiles. Short clips are what get people's attention. That's what gets people to be aware that you exist and to take notice. But they don't give you followers, subscribers, or new clients or new partners. They get awareness. The longer form content, so longer videos, 2 to 3 minutes or more, are what generates subscribers on YouTube. And therefore, I know that they also generate followers here on LinkedIn. And then your long form content is for people who've already been converted and attempted to work with you, want to find out in a bit more detail. They're going to be much fewer, lower expectations for views on that. So high views on your shorts, medium to low views on your longer content, but that's really engaging and doing its job of attracting people to you, making them stick, adding the value, solving their problems. Then you've got your long form content, which is for the few that need that extra convincing. They've got more time. They're going to go there. Really do think about how you can maximize the outputs from core recorded content. Be much more proactive with it. Be more responsive. Do it in the moment. I've met somebody fantastic in networking this week. They do this. I love their viewpoint. Let's record something together and get something out there whilst that energy's fresh. And a little tip for those of you who've made it this far in the video, which probably won't be many, microphones. I have this microphone here in view most of the time because I use it for my Teams meetings when I don't want to have a lavalier mic on. I just want to turn up, rock up, microphones there. If you're going to use one of these microphones, there's a knack to it. As some of my guests, my clients found out this week, you need to be quite close to it. You need to be talking into it, and you need to be talking into the right part of it. If you're in a professional podcast studio, they might be able to advise you on this. You can have it that way up, or you can also have it the other way up there we go. I remember how to do it. You can have it this way up also, and you can talk into this side of it. And that's probably the better way of doing to it. But you've got to kind of face the microphone and talk into it if you want your recording to be clear, legible, and transcribable, and not go up and down with volume, which is a problem for those of us who are neurodiverse, and I move away from it and backwards and forwards. I can't use this for recording. It really doesn't create great quality content, which is why I always use one of these, because it on my clothing, wherever I go, it goes. I can't move away from it. I can't get further away. And I'm always really clear with it because it's really high quality last little tip for you there. Hope that's useful. Let me know what your thoughts are and what kind of microphone do you use? Do you use one or the other? Do you have a preference and why? See you later on next week's Content Classroom.